This is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. The advanced Genji guide. People keep asking for all about his movement, when to double jump, when to single jump, and sometimes when not to jump at all. There's a lot to go through and a lot of different gameplays I want to show you, showcasing specific ways of using the movement. So I do hope it helps you out. We're going to jump straight into things, moving past the green car on Hollywood up the hill. Reinhardt's obviously going to fire strike, so send that back his way. Now this is traditional Genji movement I'm going to show you. Jumping up in the air, double jumping, because things are focus firing you. When the McCree is trying to hit you like that, that's when you want to be in the air. But I'm on the Mercy, double jumping, they cannot hit me. That is the time to do it, when you are evading. Trying to deflect his next flashbang, but he doesn't have it yet, and then keep the distance to then get an easy kill on the McCree. The Zarya is no problem to finish off either. When you're playing someone like a McCree or anyone that is a little bit of a threat to you as Genji, that is when you double jump. Bounce all over the place. Do not give them an easy target to hit, and it will be much easier for you to counter them. People say that McCree is a counter to Genji, but really, it's the other way around a lot of the time. So moving on to Streets phase, running up the wall, you can see there's a Pharah in the distance. Now Genji isn't a strict counter to Pharah, but when it gives you the free high ground like this, much easier. Of course, I'm still double jumping everywhere, making it much harder for her to hit me. She doesn't think I'm going to chase her, but I get an easy kill. Popping up the ultimate Mercy is the first target as always. Didn't need a double jump because nothing was on me. However, I get knocked down, but I survive it. Try to kill the Zarya with my friends, and she doesn't stand much of a chance, let's be honest. Now, getting back up to the high ground with the movement again. When a Lucio's doing this, try not to feel too bad about yourself. I mean, some mistakes made, I could have killed him a little bit easy, but when they're bouncing around like that, anyone that plays Genji knows that Lucio is a bitch to hit sometimes. So, getting rid of the Mercy, still doing the double jumps, making sure no one will kill me. Now, this is important, this part here, and I will slow it down for you. I know the Pharah is going to wreck my team from above, so I jump up to a level by double jumping a swift strike as quickly as I possibly can. But what I do then is I stand on the same spot so that I know she's going to shoot at me. Now, I do this quite often. Now, this may be a McCree on the floor far away from me, or a Widowmaker, or it could be a Pharah in the sky. What you want to do is specifically give the enemy an easy shot on you. When they take it, you time your deflect, and that's exactly what I did here. I used the movement to get to her level, and then deflected the rocket straight back in her face. Again, jumping onto the point, regrouping with my team, we then grab, I get through, confirm some damage, the enemy team high noons, and here I just hide. I didn't have my deflect at the time, and by the time I did, getting an easy kill on the McCree. A little bit lucky, but I hit the shurikens in the head and swift struck. I could not have done anything else there because there was no way for me to double jump in that room. Speaking of which, movement is also about positioning, and you'll see here that I get greedy. I chase the Zarya because I think I can get the kill. I put myself in a situation where I cannot possibly double jump, no way of evading. Genji becomes an easy target. Do not do that. And one thing that I will always do is I will include my mistakes in these guides so that we can all learn from them. So now I'm going to show you some gameplay on Volskaya, and it's good for a completely different reason. There's different movement things to learn here, but the first thing I will say you definitely don't want to do is don't walk out in front of your Rhine shield. I do a lot of chip damage there with the fire strike, and then I just walk out and get hooked. Now, I get lucky, and I get to survive that, and I never should have been allowed it. In fact, it opened the whole game up for us because it made them turn around to fight me, and then we were able to take the point. So he's coming at me again, and I managed to dodge to the side and swift strike, because I knew his hook was coming, so I moved to the side, he missed his hook, and I got past him, but he isn't my target. So I just jump away, try and kill the Mercy, again, confirm the kill on the Mercy, jump to point, and I'm fighting the Lucio. So at this point, you're probably already thinking, Weagle, this is a guide on movement. Why aren't you jumping around everywhere? Well, you can watch any of the pros, any of the really good Genji players, and they only use their movement when they need to. Why would you use your movement if you don't need to? If you're not in a fight where someone can kill you, like a Lucio can't really kill you as Genji, then why the hell are you jumping around making your own shots harder to hit? So coming up behind them again, they do notice me, and I deflect the Roadhog's hook. At this point, he must be annoyed with me. Misses his shot, so I manage to get out my sword, and just then I double jump. Chop up the enemy team, double jump when I need to, swift strike through. I get the swift strike back again, and I manage to kill the Mei, and I think there's a Reaper or something there as well. So I only fit in 1 or 2 double jumps there, and that's because people that can really do damage to me were shooting at me. So I then had to double jump to make their shots harder to hit. But what a lot of people realize is when you double jump, you make your own shots harder to hit, even if you're really, really good. So another lesson here as well is, why would I keep double jumping around the point when there's a Lucio ult up when no one knows where I am? Sit in the corner, take some time, have a sandwich, then jump back into the fight and do the damage when the sound barrier is over. There was no point in me jumping around the point because I wouldn't have been able to confirm or kill anything. Once again, there's nothing in this fight right now that's causing me trouble. Don't make your shots harder to hit. Killing that guy, do start to deflect some of the damage because I'm getting hit and I just back off to get a health pack. Going back into the fight once more, I double jump because I need to get the height, I swift strike in, kill the Lucio, jump when I need to because the Reaper is on me, he gets hit from the blade, he runs away again, we wipe him, we do the damage to the Mei, and I do get a little bit lucky there. So again, no need to double jump here, just get behind her, then I double jump to get safe, finish off the Mei. We're on a 20-something kill streak at this point, and you would probably say that my movement has been fairly sloppy. But what's the point in making my movement incredibly good when it doesn't need to be? The final thing that happens really is I confirm the kill there on the laying down target. I light up the Rhine. The Tracer helps me finish him off. I double jump because I needed to then. And then Reaper, don't need to double jump. I'm deflecting. See you later, buddy. 25 kill streak with minimalistic movements. The second lesson is your movement doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm playing a higher diamond now, and I don't always double jump, and you don't need to either. Now I want to show you guys a good example of movement. I jump up top just to get the high ground on Dorado from behind the enemy team while my team managed to push up the front lines. I'm of course doing some chip damage in the back to distract them and make them back up, but also charge my ultimate. At this point I'm really looking to get my ult. I jump into the fight, and at this point again, why make my shots harder to hit? Doing the damage to the Mercy, pulling out the sword, don't need to jump around, nothing's attacking me. Again, kill the Lucio, how are you doing, Roadhog? And killing the Reinhardt as well. Now, maybe not the best use of the ultimate, but there's a lot better movement coming up, even more so in a second. I think that the movement there was good because I didn't need to capitalize on it, and that's one lesson I definitely wanted to show you guys. So we clear out the Tracer with the normal combo and then just swift striking. Jumping into the enemy team, this is where you start jumping around. They're obviously trying to focus me down, the Rhine's on me as well. They just can't hit me because I'm jumping around, do the deflect, and things start to get crazy. So here we go, we get in the fight, do a double jump, and do some damage to the Mercy straight away. Someone's in there with me, confirming the damage. I swift strike, and then I managed to get in the right click as well, killing another one, and then doing damage to the Tracer. So the movement there was a lot better, and what people more expect from a Genji player, although you don't need to be forced into that. So we'll go through it again though. I see that the Reinhardt is there and I want to open it up. So I swift strike in and instantly double jump to get the height. I managed to jump in and swift strike behind the enemy team to do loads and loads of damage, but also just completely mess them up by being every side of them every other second. I then managed to just about kill everything with combinations of jumping, swift striking, and shurikens. And you'll see again that the movement isn't that traditional. I would have been much slower actually if I was trying to double jump and hit them, but instead I managed to confirm the kills with the swift strike. This also resets swift strike, so you get another one. I only double jump when it's absolutely necessary, when I'm under attack, and not just because I'm Genji and I feel like I have to. So what has changed? What's different about Genji now? Because he used to be that guy where you could jump around and hit your shurikens and get your sword, and the real answer is that he's a much different hero now to when the game released. He has 2 seconds less on his ultimate, which is a very, very big deal. It's 2 or 3 extra slashes that you can get in to do damage. Also, he can no longer do the double jump to a wall, run up it, then jump at the top of the wall, which takes down his movement capability. And also, his combo has changed, so he can no longer swift strike to cancel the knife animation and do damage even more quickly. So the thing is that's changed about Genji is that he has changed big time in many different ways, and he's not as much the carry warrior as he used to be. You simply should never be jumping in, jumping around, trying to hit shurikens, and not just, as I said, because maybe you shouldn't need to be doing that because people aren't focusing you. It's not actually that, it's that he shouldn't be doing that at all. Initiation really should be done by Winston now, because he can drop a barrier, Zarya can bubble him, and it works better. Now this does depend on where you're playing. It depends if you're in Diamond or Master, or you may be in Gold, and these rules will be slightly different. If you're better than the rank you're in, then you can carry as just about any hero in the game, but if you're at the right rank, Genji now is extremely hard to use. He isn't that character that jumps onto the point and jumps around. It just doesn't work like that anymore. People know how to counter him as well, so not only is his movement worse, but he's easily countered because everyone knows, well, I'll just go Winston, or if they're even decent with Roadhog, he can also massively counter Genji straight away, which just takes away from that movement capability. You now need to be more of a baity flanker, and by that I mean you need to go in at the right times, you need to coordinate with your team. He is no longer a solo jump around the map, pull out your sword, wipe them all warrior. He isn't that guy anymore. And knowing when to jump into a fight is much more important than just jumping into it, jumping around and staying alive, because that isn't something that can be done anywhere near as much as it used to be. The best Genjis that I have played against in the last month are ones that are being pocketed by Zaryas, people that are being healed all the time, people that when the Zarya bubble's gone, someone else will initiate with the Genji to save his life and help him out. Genji isn't that solo warrior anymore, and the movement aspect of him isn't as important because of this. So don't think that you have to be jumping around as Genji all the time or jumping in on your own. The worst thing you can do as Genji is what I showed you at the very start of this video, which is to get picked. Although I survived in that instance, I never should have put myself in that situation. I could have tried to double jump, but it still wouldn't have been a hard hook for Roadhog to hit, and I never should have been in front of my Rhine shield in the first place. The key to his movement, guys, is to know when not to be doing it. Initiate with your team now, not before they get there. Use your team as bait to actually do the damage, but in a team environment. Don't go off in your own fights. If your Reinhardt comes to the point, the enemy's going to focus him. Then you use your opportunity as Genji to get into their backline and do the damage. You only need to double jump when you're under fire, or else you're unnecessarily making your shots harder to hit, which is absolutely ludicrous. Why would you do that? Why make your shots harder to hit when you can stand behind them and shoot them? Once you come under fire, you jump up in the air, you jump around, you run at the wall, you get behind somewhere else, and then you confirm more damage elsewhere. You don't necessarily have to be fighting a Reaper that's trying to shoot you. You just jump away from him and kill them Mercy, which is a much bigger frag to get than it is just jumping around trying to kill someone that doesn't need to die yet. So guys, the movement of Genji is knowing when not to use it. Only go in with your teammates and only jump when you need to. Sometimes you can just stand on the floor and let a Pharah shoot at you, because all you've got to do is deflect it back at her. What's the point in jumping and trying to dodge the shots if it's easier for you to stand there, be shot at it and deflect it back? It's all about knowing when to do this, and it comes with patience, it comes with playing the game a lot and understanding how it works. The main hint, as I say, go in with your team and only double jump when you need to. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. We now have a Discord and a Twitter and a Twitch for you all to follow. The Discord is specifically good because we have over 1,000 people in there that like to group up together and play games of all ranks, all regions and all platforms. So guys, hope you have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.